Hi, welcome to my YouTube channel, which is MyWebUniversity at youtube.com. This tutorial is in the series of how-tos. I'm going to discuss the Git help commandlet and PowerShell. As you know, PowerShell is a very powerful scripting language and that is provided by Microsoft on Windows platform, and it's also supported nowadays on a Linux platform. And then on another video, I'm going to show you how to incorporate or install PowerShell utilities or PowerShell interpreter in this case to Linux Ubuntu, and then how we can run commands between Linux Ubuntu and PowerShell, and they are integrated together. They're very good friends now. So with that, let's get started with the first video that I'm going to talk about, Git help. As you can see, Git help is one very useful command. For any command that you're learning, Git help with it. On Windows, you normally type in help and then followed by the command. On PowerShell, once you're inside PowerShell, you can run git-help. Usually, it is a very the first one is the git, for example, is a verb, and then the second one is a noun. So git-help is a verb followed by a dash followed by a noun, and then usually that's how the syntax of PowerShell commands are. And most of the commands that are object related, either you work on the object, which is a variable that is there. You can work on scripts for PowerShell. You can work on commandlets. You can work on functions, and you can work on modules. And then tonight I'm going to discuss the git-help video number 1. Welcome to MyWebUniversity at youtube.com. And then let's get started with this session for tonight. And I'm going to just have these videos one by one after the other ones. But for each video that I'm going to discuss, like video number 1, I will tell you at least video number 2 will be about git command. And git command is that give you a list of commands. So I'm going to just skip the rest of them. I'm not going to go through all of them because they have their own individual time that I'm going to cover. I'm going to just take you to MyWebUniversity, my YouTube channel, which is this one. And then if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, thank you for your subscription and thanks for watching our channel. Please make some comments and let me know what you think, where the area that you need more help, I could help you with it. These videos are solely made for your purpose of learning and enhancing your career, doing great at school and everything, because I taught a lot of courses at the university level, whether it was at National University, Cal State Fullerton, Pasadena City College, and Computer Learning Center. And then at the same time, I work at prestige companies for 30 or more years, at least 22 years at Jet Propulsion Laboratory, NASA, which I'm very honored to work there. And at the same time, I'm doing these videos for free for everybody so they can learn and enhance your career. And then you can shine at your job, at your school, and at your society, and make a better society around you and around us, all of us. So if you just learn it, try to pass on the knowledge to someone else that needs your help, and that would be the best thing that you could do. I would really appreciate it. So, and this is MyWebUniversity, my channel, my website, mywebuniversity.com. And last time I showed you that video this is PowerShell commandlets in PDF formats. So that one, there was a S missing because I'm doing it for a lot of commands, and I added that one, but not on that thumbnail, and I'll just add it on the thumbnail. It's not in part of the video, so don't worry about a small typo, and know that this is the PDF version of all the commandlets that are there. Obviously, if you're inside PowerShell, you will get these commandlets on the Windows kind of command lines. And then if you're just on a browser, you don't have access to the PowerShell or Red Hat Linux manual pages or Ubuntu manual pages or anything. So all of these ones, I made it for you available in one shop or one place for free. So you could come in and look at thousands of documentation. In addition, yesterday's I had about 1,511 PDF files, and today I'm going to just make about 1,728 of them available for you, which is all here. And as you can see here on my command line, my Python program is currently generating all the PDF files one by one on this one. And as I go on this directory, like you can see here, it is running. And then now I could go to the directory where I have my program. Let me just go to demo/programs/Python and then /PowerShell, I believe it is the directory. So now if I look at all these PDF files, you can see that there are a lot of them are just keep generating it. And as you can see here, the date timestamp is this. And if I say directory and then sort and descending order, you can see the last files that are being added is the timestamp is 1040. So these files are getting generated with the right size and everything. So for example, if I just do a start on this command, PowerShell also allow you to do a similar commands that Windows supports it, as well as additional commands there. So this is the PDF file that I just generated, this one, and then I'm going to post them. Right now, currently is local, but I'm going to post it on this side, and then I have other shell scripts to just run it and program in HTML and CSS3, cascaded style sheet to just make it in a nice format. So you could come in on any of them, you just click on it, and you get the PowerShell. And as you can see on each of them, I have this kind of image on the top of it, saying that MyWebUniversity, which is mywebuniversity.com, I gave credit to my site for doing this one for you. And then Python programming language, which is python.org website. And then PowerShell, which is Microsoft PowerShell command lines, because you have to be actually inside of a PowerShell command. So if I just go in here, like I just went in PowerShell, for each command that you do, you have to say, let me just make control, make the screen a little bit bigger, control plus, you could say get-help, and it will tell you what is that command do. If I just do pipe more, obviously, I get the details here on one by one. And then you can see the syntax that is showing you all of the other related commands. See also about update help, get help, save help, update dash help. And then because I had 1,511 yesterday, I noticed that some of the updated modules needed to be updated. So I run the update help, and then I got it about 1,728 of them as of today. You can see here 1728, I modified it, and 1728 here for this one. But the other ones are the same, so I did not modify those ones. For Windows, you can get the help in here, and then obviously you can just also go and listen to the audio portion
Creates
of
a
it.
directory, mkdir, drive, pathmd.
So I'm going to stop that one. And then I'm just showing you the PDF files today. So as you can see here, there are about 1728 or 1528 later on tonight. When this one is going to complete right here, then I'll just do it. And you see that right now, it looks like it is all done, completed. But let's see how many are there together. And so if I do this one, it is telling me there's a lot of them. But what is there, since I'm in a PowerShell prompt, and you can just do a measure. Measure, if you do measure, then you can say dash line, it will just tell you a total of a number of files. So it's 1703 so far, but maybe I had some other files in the past And there was a total of 723 altogether. And then what I could do is here, you could also do measure with words and with line number and then with characters, but this is just a PDF directory, so it's better to do a count on it. If you don't give any option with the measure, like any parameter, that by default, it gives you the count, number of average of them, sum, maximum, minimum, and the properties that you are looking for. The topic of this one is showing you the get help. So I'm inside here, I could say get dash help, and by itself, and no argument, you get the commands. And if you do 5 more, you see one screen at a time. And there, you can read the entire help. A nice thing about this one, it has a lot of flexibility with this command to just run with, so for example, dash examples. It will give you all the examples on it too, like 5 more. Again, you can see here with examples, and then some of the examples are shown here. It's gonna come, you see here. All of these are examples that you can just see them one by one, save help and everything. And then sometimes you want to run those commands in a PowerShell and get them to do that one. So you can just do this one, or you could just say get help online. If you just want to see it on a get help dash online. Let me see why online is not showing. Get dash help. Let's say measure. I'm going to get measure on it. Dash example. 5 more. You will see that it shows all the examples here. So I'm going to do a few more commands here. And instead of dash example, you could say dash online. And then because I'm doing the more, it does not mean anything because it opens the browser. So when you do online, you should just do this, and it opens the browser for you, and then it will just, let me see the browser, if it already open. Yeah, sometimes when it's already open, it is going to just display it. So let's see what browser is opening at this time. I'm gonna close these ones. And when you run this one with the measure online, yeah, online, I missed that. I put that extra E in there. So you have to type online like that, and it will show that one. You can see here the entire commands are here. Get child item, which is like a directory command. Measure object is just the measure as a alias as a short version. All of these ones, you can see that it's really nice. You can run one command at a time and get a list of commands. You can just paste it on a command from here, and then you do that one. Another command that is very helpful is this. Let's say you're looking for the online, you could also say full. And so you can get the full information on the same help command with the measure. And you can see, for example, the measure object or measure as a short version, it is telling you the synopsis that calculate the numeric properties of objects and the characters, words, lines, and everything. So the syntax is measure object or just measure, and then you can put a property followed by a string, or if you don't have it, this is like an array that you can have multiple objects within a string. But this dash average is one of the option that does not take an argument, like property does take a string, but average doesn't do it. Like dash maximum, they close this bracket, meaning that this is optional, but if you provide it, does not take argument. And then dash minimum, dash sum, dash command. So I'm going to show you some of the ones with the lines and properties and characters. You can see here, dash character and other ones. So when you see this one, it gives you all these options, dash line. See that when you say dash line, there's no string after that one. Dash word, there's no string. Dash characters, there's no string. So all of them are just, as soon as you use the parameter, it will just provide you the output. So this is the details of the object. And then I did the full, you can see that it gives you more technical information about all the Boolean operators and everything. So there's a lot more to read on the full and details. So there's, you see that all the examples are here with full and detail. You get both examples and technical information. But if you just want only the examples, you just put here dash example, and then it will just tell you the examples and everything. So now we have done this one. How about we just do a dash? We did full dash detail. This is that dash detail is the one that I'm giving you on the browser side, and that's information because it's very detailed, and I want you to have information with examples and technical documentation and everything. And then the remarks and see also section is also gonna further help you to do further checking. However, on this one, once you get understanding these ones, you can also do measure and then say show a window. When you do show window, you get the window that is showing you here with all the details are here. You can see one by one on each page of them is there. Just one second, I'm going to pause it for a second, I'll be back. So as you can see, the show window is very helpful for learning purpose. You can see this one and you can size it bigger if you want to see the syntax or examples that are provided here. And then you can also search here, say, for example, let me look at examples. And then once you say next here, it is going to search for you and it shows you examples, then it highlights. So then all of these objects, you can cut and paste it there, like get child item and measure objects. So that would be like the directory, and then at the same time, do a count on them. So these commands, I'm not going to run each one of them as they show, but on later commands, I will show you. So the get help is not just for the one command. There's like get command. Notice that there's how many thousands of them are there. And there's a lot of them. If I do a major here, and then you can see there's about 1,754 of them. So when I generate these ones, I have to get this list. You see, it's not easy to get this list and put it into a for each statement in a Python, and then generate write PDF files for it, and then encode it and all that thing. There's a lot involved in the actual program. If I show you quickly the Python program, that's the Python program that I created. So I could say more PowerShell Python, and you can see that this is the program that I wrote for that purpose. I'm using free PDF, import free PDF, and import OS, regular expression, and I do generate all these commands in a very nice list. And then I go through them, and then I make all these function calls to the system, and all the modules and everything is very detailed, and that's how you get to create all these PDF files on the fly. And then that was running when you saw me creating it. You can see the timestamp of them was about 10:59 tonight. So that is how you use PowerShell. And then here, for example, if I just on one side PowerShell, and I want to say get dash help, you saw that get dash commands. So you can do that one also, get all the list of them. And notice that for each command, you say dash example, dash detail, dash full, dash online. Even though online had the E, for some reason for the other one was not opening it. So I'm gonna try on dash online like the way I typed it originally. And it was opening it at one point, but then later on it was not opening it. So when I took the E out, it was recognizing it. But it's supposed to be online like the way I wrote it originally. That was correct. And so this is for the get command, and you can see there's a lot of parameters, a lot of arguments and everything for the get commands to just get that one. And then If you want it in full or details and everything, you could get that one. There's also another command that is very useful. So for example, get dash help, the other command that was useful. For example, let's say the get commands. Get command is going to give you all this command. I think I did already measure by line number, how many of them are there? 1754. If you don't give it anything, it is gonna give you just a count by 1754. That's the number of lines. But if you say get help and get dash, let's say command, and then this one, and then you say dash full, just by itself first. And then I'm gonna just write this one. There's a command called T. T is like bash scripting. Also, T allows you to say, while the output is displayed on the screen, write it to a file also. So I'm gonna write it to a file, say get command.txt. Just GC for get command.txt. And then that file and now got created, as well as it was written on this. Now I have a directory of get command.txt there. So if I cat the file get command.txt, it will show the contents as if I displayed it. But at the same time, if I cat it and then I do a measure and then say dash line, then I know how many lines on that file is. So notice that this command that I did with the T, I'm going to put dash full. Now notice dash full, I'm gonna just say get the command and then just put a underscore F for full. So that is, now I have GC store.txt, I have both files. Notice the size of that get command dash full is a little bit more. So if I do the word count like I did this one, cat is concatenation. Like Unix and Linux, you use the cat. On Windows, you can use the type. On PowerShell, you can use the type as well as cat. So when you do this one, cat, it shows you the line number 72. But if I do the same thing for the dash full version, you see is 593. And then similarly, if I do with examples, now notice I do this one, and instead of this one, I'm gonna say example. And then I'm going to just change this one to E for example. Now I have generated that file. So when I do this directory star, it's that. I could also say get child item and GC star. That's equivalent to directory. Get child item. The alias for get child item is GCI. And then that would give you the same thing as a dir GCI. Notice that the full and examples are bigger than the regular one, but the full is much more larger than this one. So let's get the details. See, I mean, we did the word count on it or not. I'm gonna do a word count on that one as well. And this is the full. And then with examples, we did 188. So full is more than examples because it has the technicality part also. I'm going to do now with this one, get dash help and dash example. I'm going to try to do the detailed, and then right here, I'm going to just add the D instead of the E for detailed. And now I have these files. If I do the directory GC star, the details are also there. Notice the detail is smaller than the full, but full is the biggest one here. So you can do the dir GC star and then say sort. And you can see that they are sorted in ascending order. If you want it in descending order, that's D. But those are going to be later on videos that by linked right now, I just sort them there. Later on videos for other ones. So and on this video, I want to concentrate on the get dash help. So you can get help like anything, like get help for PS, for process, get process. And then you can also say get dash process. Because get dash process will give you all the processes, and then the alias PS is also pointing to get dash process. So when you type in alias get child item, that is the short form for get child item. The actual command is get child item or directory, and then the alias. So at this time, if I say alias for dir, you can see dir is also pointing to get child item. So dir in GCI is alias, a shorter, but the actual physical command is get child item. Similarly, for the PS, if I just say alias PS, you can see it's get child item. So if I say alias get dash service, then get dash service. Let me see, get dash service, and that's the command. See if there's anything with that alias. There's none. So if I just say help get dash service, I could do something like this, or I could just do get dash help. Because help is not going to recognize it, it's a Windows command. Get dash help is PowerShell. So what happened here? Service, I'm typing it wrong, sorry. Service, that's why I was wondering why it didn't get it. So get dash help, get dash service, that would get it, and then help should get it also, I believe. Help is also there, because if I say alias help, alias help is not pointing to it. Let me say get dash help. So get dash alias. Okay, alias, and then get child item. We got it. Get alias PS is getting it. Alias get dash process. Yeah, so the one that are actually alias will show, but not the actual command. This is a command. So the commandlet is not going to be an alias. When you do alias in front of it, an actual alias like get child item, it will say it. So any command that is alias, like here, I could do this one and then stop it, for example, 5 more, and then get each one of them. Then you can see that percentage is for each object, question mark is where object, AC is add count, content, and so on. All of these ones are aliases. But then there will be a video for aliases. I'll cover those ones separate. At this time, I just give you a short summary. So if you're looking for alias WJB, it's wait job. It will tell you. But you cannot say alias wait dash job, because that's not an alias. Job. That's not an alias, so it gives you an error. And when it gives you this error, normally there's an environment variable called $ error. $ error is pointing to that current error. If you look at that $0, you can see that error, the same error that we got, it is showing as a variable. So it's very cool, the scripting language. It gives you a lot of nice stuff that you can do with all these ones. Later on, I'm gonna show you, like, for example, get dash help for about if statement. For example, if you're writing the scripting for PowerShell, you can do if statement and this some condition matching, else if some condition matching, and other statement, Boolean operation. You could match it, and then the greatest if a $A, this variable is greater than 2, then write post the value $A is greater than 2, so on. All of those ones will be covered. Similarly, if I do like about switch, for example, if you want to use if statement, or you want to use switch, or about Boolean, all of this one, about break, about for statement, about while statement, about for each. So you can see that get help is very, very useful to give you information about it there. In addition, if you just type in the IDE, PowerShell, PowerShell, and then notice that PowerShell, when you run it, there's also the ISE, integrated standard environment. I say IDE, but this one is ISE, integrated standard environment, like Java standard environment and Java runtime environment and PowerShell standard environment. So this is like inside PowerShell. So if I just want to get help here, notice that when I type in get help, it is very intuitive to tell me, but at the same time, I could pass on some parameters from get dash help. Notice that if I just say dash, then all of these objects on the IC comes in. Here, when I say get dash help, and then I say dash, and then I have to press tab to get it. Dash name, dash path, dash category, dash component, functionality, dash role. So all of these parameters that are available for me, I can go through them. And if I'm on the integrated standard environment, when I press tab, it is showing same thing. But if I just come here and say dash, notice that the dialog comes in. Say, for example, whichever one you want. You want that detail, dash fold, dash role, dash component, dash category. So this category, you could say, show me only commandlet. So like dash category, you could just do the category, and then say, here, notice that when you say commandlet, so dash a category is alias or all or classes or commandlet configuration, whichever one you want, you could just do. So if I'm looking for functions, you could just get the functions. So a list of all the functions that are there, it will do the same thing. And then if you're looking for category of, let's say commandlet, then you can get all the commandlets there. And then similarly for modules and for other ones. So whatever is the category here, you can look at the like classes, just show me all the classes, and then it will show you the classes and get category. But in this one, there was not anything with the classes. So if it is not something there, you could just, I think we did alias, or maybe we could do the alias, and then you could get the list of aliases here. So that is list of all aliases, like RM for removing, or is another alias, moving item, make directory is MD, and move is move item is MV. Move is like similar to Unix move. On the Windows is move, MOVE. On PowerShell is move, like Linux and Unix. And make directory is for shortcut for both Windows, and then this is the actual command, make dir. And then a lot of these commands are very not useful. So you can get that kind of help from it as well. And then on the PowerShell, you could say, for example, get dash child item. If you do this one, obviously, then once you do this one, there's like dash path and dash file and all of the details. If you don't give any information, it lists everything. And then if you say, show me star.txt, then obviously it will filter it for you in that one. So the commands are very helpful. I want to stop here, and then on the next video, we will cover some more. But we just barely got started, and we showed you today get help. To recap, and welcome to MyWebUniversity. Come here online and just start learning on all of them. So if you just do a Control F here and say get help, and then obviously get help, I'm showing you right here, and then you just get this one. Similarly, output, then you can just learn it, and some of the examples that are there, you can practice it online. You don't have to be just sitting in front of a Windows commandlet PowerShell interpreter. You could just be sitting in front of a browser and then read it and then understand it. If you want to say get dash alias is right here. Some of the commands that I did, let's make sure that they are here, the PDF, get dash command, and then right here. So all of these ones are available for you. You can learn it and study them, and then Control F, get dash, what else we covered? Measure, measure dash object, measure dash command. And you see that measure dash command, there's two of them, measure dash command and measure dash object. Measure dash object is one of them, and measure dash command is another one. So you can check on these ones. And then notice on the measure object, There are compare object for each object, group object, new object, select object, sort, T object. We covered also T where object. All of these ones will come in when we do looping and condition matching and a lot of the for each statement and a lot of the select statement and filtering with piping. So a lot of that one also come in. And the other one was get dash measure. Get dash measure, I believe it was. Let me just type in measure. And there was two of them, measure command and get a measure object. Measure command is this one. And it says that get help measure commands and opposites measure the time it takes to run the script and blocks and commandlets. So it measure this one, it takes you a time and nanosecond and millisecond, how much time it takes. Measure commands, another child scope. And then this one I haven't tried it yet, but I will cover that one later. And then see how we can just measure by examples. You can see that, okay? There's thousands of commands and Linux and Windows and Unix and other ones. When you're learning these ones, don't be afraid to practice them, and then don't be afraid to consult the manual pages, because no matter how good you are, no matter how much you work on a platform, nobody can memorize everything that is out there with all the parameters. And the nice thing is that with your seniority and your expertise, and that proves that you could do it, is that how you discover and come up with an idea to implement something in a shorter form with these tools that is available to you. So you find out the solution for a given problem. That's how shows your seniority. It's not just because you memorized PowerShell, and if you are in a bash, you don't even memorize one command or something. You say, I want to just run it only on Windows. But the good news is that Windows and Linux, they integrated together. So you can just work on one and then still run the command from the other one. But however, every time that we learn Java, C, Go language, C++, Python, Swift, any programming, Bash scripting, Perl, Python, anything, JavaScripting, Gnode, any of those names, there are thousands of modules, C# and Python and other ones. There are thousands of programs or modules available for just doing AI or data science or some kind of web programming, some kind of game programming. And if you are saying that I'm going to be up to date with everything that is out there, it's impossible. But I would guarantee you that if you just come up with a solution to the problem by just figuring out things, then you or your job and everything is going to be more in demand on the market, that everybody says, yeah, go to this person, this is your go-to person, because when you give him something on the same hour or same minute, you could just write a script at his fingertips. That's how, when you memorize the things, it will come together when you're actually implementing things. But if you have to write something on a paper when the resources are not available for you, it is much, much harder. So between a junior and senior and a expert, there's not that much different, because you're answering a question by just writing an English word. But if you actually have to do it technically, then there's a lot of differences depending on how much experience you have, okay? So I'm going to stop it there. Have a great one. I hope you enjoy these videos and make some good comments and then learn from it. God bless you all. Take care. Love and peace to the entire globe. Have a good one. Bye-bye.